Hey, you guys. So many different platforms going live right now. I'm trying to get up my camera system, you guys. So let me get Instagram going. But hey, you guys, I figure I know I've been having a lot of videos going on, but I figure I want to go live and talk to you guys and see what questions that you guys have or see if I can help you in any way. Now, first, let's start off with a different product. Well, I have the home buying class coming later on this week. It'll be together by Friday at the latest. I really want to start working on it today. Well, YouTube just came on, so hey, YouTube. So I really want to start working on that today. So hopefully I'll have that available for you guys by Friday. Give me a little time, but the home buying class will be available online by Friday. So I have the quick one, and then I'm going to make one where I go into great details. Now, a lot of people ask, Rickita, what's happening with the 500 credit score? So remember, you were able to buy a home with a 500 credit score, but now since the corona, they're not letting any of that happen. Now they want to make sure that you guys have like a 620, 640, but that's fine. That's fine. So I want to get into that part of it. So I want to get into the home buying. And then too, I gave you guys the free inquiry letter. Now I had the free inquiry letter, that's going to take you about 35 to 40 days to get the inquiries removed. But now I have the ebook where I actually showed you guys too. I have my results when I got some inquiries deleted from me. But I actually showed you guys how I got inquiries deleted. And guess what? It only took 4 hours. Like experiencing my inquiries, all the days I told you guys you have to wait. So I have the ebook out there. If you don't have the ebook, just call or text my assistant. She's available right now. Her name is Sherry. She's going to answer. So after this call, I actually told her I was going to sit with her for like 3 hours just to make sure everything is, see if she have any questions. Because you guys call and you ask like a billion different questions. So I need to make sure that she's up to date on all the correct information. But I gave you guys an inquiry letter, but don't forget I got the ebook now. So if you guys want the ebook where, it's mine got deleted in 4 hours, but I say, hey, we're going to try to work on 12 hours or less. So you guys can get the ebook for that. Now, when it come down to you got creditors calling or you having these collection letters, I have the letters for that. And I think in the description. So if you're on Facebook, which is like these, if you're on Facebook in the description, I got the one where you're getting mail and they're saying, hey, Rickita, you owe us $1,000. If you're getting that type of in the mail, I have it in the description where it actually sending you mail and stop contacting you too. And if they do send you mail, they're supposed to send you the actual bills in terms of saying like, okay, you do owe this, and here's all the information that we have for you. Here's your signatures, here's the date you open it, here's the actual contract. But a lot of times they don't send that to you, so they just don't contact you at all. So I have that letter there in the description. Now, say if you got a collection agency, right, and you like, I know they got documents for me, Rickita. I know they have all this stuff. I just want to stop them from calling. I do have the letter for that too. So that's the cease and desist letter. So if you guys want that, I have that letter for free. All you have to do is mail it into them certified. And two, certified is the green receipt. I wish I could have showed you guys what that looked like, but I'll have it next time when I go over. And then too, go on my YouTube channel. If you guys are not on my YouTube channel, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I think it's Kita Moore right now. I need to switch my name back. I don't know if I switched it back yet, but I'm going to drop it in all the comments here too. So you guys, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. But I have all the videos on my YouTube channel in terms of, hey, I have creditors calling. How do I stop them from calling? Hey, they send me a lot of mail. How do I stop them from sending me mail? Hey, I have these inquiries I need to get removed. What do I do about these? Hey, I need a credit card, because I have the master list of over 100 credit cards you guys can get too. So if you guys need any of this information, please make sure you guys go to my YouTube channel. So I have that on my YouTube channel. I'm pointing here because it's my YouTube right here, even though you guys right here, but I see the video here. Now, if you guys can't get approved for credit cards, I got the shopping trick. I got the shopping cart trick. So please go to YouTube and see the shopping cart trick. Shopping cart trick is when you can get approved for credit cards without them even running your credit. So that's like easy. They're not going to run your credit. They're going to just give you credit cards. Now the easy ones, like I have on there, is the Victoria's Secrets and Express credit cards. Most of these cards are store cards, but this is just to get you through the door, because I always tell my clients I want you to have 4 credit cards. So we can go over the shopping cart trick. But let's start off with one more thing too. Getting items deleted too. I have the videos on YouTube about getting items deleted and the process of that. And remember, that's what my company do. So I should have my phone number in the description, and you make my little ones, but please ignore them. But I should have a phone number in the description. So go ahead and call us to text us, and we'll pull your credit, and we'll let you know what we have to do to get your credit score up, at least 100 points in the 30 days. But you have to follow what we tell you have to do. You can't say, oh, I'm going to do these 2 things, Rickita, but these 3, I don't know if I can do. Yeah, you're not going to probably get the 100 points, but your credit score will go up. So let's get into the home buying really quick. And I want to make this kind of quick, not too long. Probably I'll be on here for like 30 minutes. But the home buying, right now they want you to have like a 620, 640 credit score. That's not bad at all. Do not let that scare you. People come out of bankruptcy with that type of credit score if they follow the rules I tell them. So I want you guys just to make sure you guys have 4 credit cards. Now, when I say 4 credit cards, I don't care what credit cards is it. I don't care what credit cards they are. I just want you guys to make sure that you have 4 credit cards. Now, I always tell you guys the easy credit cards to get is Capital One. Capital One give everybody a credit card. That's if you ain't mess up with them. Now, if you messed up with them, you might as well say forget it. You know, they're probably not going to mess with you. But Capital One get everybody a credit card. You can get the Quicksilver and you can get the Platinum, and that's Capital One. Those 2 credit a little bit. And the reason why I say 4 is because you can have 2 personal and 2 business. Now, I'm not really into business credit right now in terms of helping other people, but I'm creating a system behind the scenes so that I can be able to help other people, because I realize a lot of people have questions about that. So I'm going to start helping behind the scenes with the business credit. So remember, you have 2 personal and then you have 2 business ones. And I think it's the Spark. So when I had my 2 business credit cards with Capital One at the Spark. Now, I didn't want the business credit card anymore because they reported on my personal credit, but that's a whole nother thing. I don't want business credit cards reporting on my personal credit report. I don't. But you can have 4 with them, and I want you guys to get the Quicksilver and the Platinum. Now, those are easy credit cards. You can also get the Credit One Bank. Now, Credit One Bank, they're going to pull your Experian credit report. Now, the only reason why I want to say that just having Credit Karma is good enough, and it's not. So Credit Karma only have your TransUnion, they have your Equifax credit score. They do not have your Experian credit score and your credit report. So if you're just looking on Credit Karma, you really don't know what's on there. So you think that you may get approved for it, but you're not going to get approved because you really don't know, what's on your Experian credit report. So if you guys just think, okay, my TransUnion and Equifax look, it looks decent. I haven't been just doing credit bank. So you just go to creditonebank.com. Now, I want us to send you the direct links because I see a lot of people say that they want to get these credit cards, but they go and buy for the wrong credit card. If you want us to send you our direct link, please let me know because I can just easily send you the links. Just text us. My assistant's got a format where they can literally send it like this. So if you guys want the direct links, let me know. So we got the Capital One, Quicksilver, and Platinum. We got the Credit One Bank. And then 2, we got the Victoria's Secrets. Now, Victoria's Secrets, don't forget, I told you guys I was in the shopping cart trick. So you can go the old school way, going to their website and applying, or you guys can actually just do the shopping cart trick. Now, remember, that's 4 credit cards. So let me dip back into the shopping cart trick really quickly. So the shopping cart trick is as simple as this. And I have the full video where you guys can actually see this work. So what you do is you go to Victoria's Secrets or you go to Express. So you go to their website, you act like you're going to buy something. So I always put like $200 to $250 worth of items in a cart. Then I act like I'm going to check out. Now, when you act like you check out, you're going to start typing your information. But before they actually take payment for you, wait, let me say this too. It's one form you want to fill out before you do all. It's one form you want to fill out before you do all this, because the form you fill out is going to tell all these credit card companies, hey, she's trying to get some credit. Y'all give her some credit. So when you do go ahead and put items in your cart and you go and check out, they already have your information in the system. So they're going to match up your name. They're going to match up your address and your phone number. So when they match up this information, you're going to get a pop-up saying, hey, you're pre-approved for this. And that's only because they already had your information. So that's Victoria's Secrets and that's Express. Now, remember, I have the bigger video on YouTube, so go ahead and check it out. A lot of people saying that they recently was approved, and I did another video for the shopping cart trick, but it was like I want to edit my videos so bad, like to make them so professional. And I did all this, but I couldn't download it. And it's like the best video in the world. But I have recent results where I tried this with a client and they got approved for 2 credit cards. They got approved for both of them. But don't forget, it's like over 50 of them. So there's so many different credit cards you can get in. If you have my master credit card list, all of the shopping cart trick credit cards is actually on that list. So these are the credit cards that's not going to give you a hard inquiry. They're going to basically just approve you. So keep that in mind if you guys need any credit cards. And those credit cards count too. So what they're going to do is they're just going to send you that credit card. So remember, I told you guys get the Capital Ones, Credit One. They can't give you those credit cards. Do the shopping cart trick. I just want you to have 4 of them. Now, say you do a shopping cart trick, or say you went the old school way, you did the application, right? And they gave you that nice little inquiry. Don't forget, inquiries drop your credit score. That's why I tell you guys, I have the inquiry removal. Experian remove my inquiries in 4 hours instead of doing the letter. So remember, that's going to drop your credit score like 3 to 10 points is going to drop it. Now, too many inquiries is going to keep dropping it. So if you guys have inquiry, don't forget to have the free inquiry letter. But sometimes too, when you guys send that inquiry letter, they want to play with you and go back and forth. That's why I tell you guys, get my ebook. I tell you how I got my inquiries deleted in 4 hours. Like, literally, okay, we're going to remove these inquiries. And she's like, okay, give us 24 to 48 hours. But I got the notification from Experian, like, these inquiries have been removed. So call and text us to get our ebook. And all you got to do is just follow those instructions on how to get those inquiries removed. Now, you got the 4 credit cards, right? Let's act like you got the 4 credit cards. And this is just all these different steps is like getting the 4 credit cards. And I want you to get an installment account. This is just for you to get your home, because I want you guys to know getting that 620, 630, 640 credit score is not hard at all. And don't forget too, that's around that range for no money down. So do what you got to do so that you can have that option. I don't care how much money you have to put down. I want you to have options. Like, give me options, not this all you do. I want you to be like, oh, you can do no money down. Then we have this other loan package, or you can do this too, but you have to put more money down, but you get a better rate. I want you to have options on what you can do, not just have one way that you have to go with this. So have the 4 credit cards. Now, I want you guys to keep the 4 credit cards low. I was just talking to a client late last night. I looked at his credit and I was like, wow, he always wanted this car, Chrysler Capital. He always wanted this deleted from his credit. It was a car. I think he ended up trading it in. I don't know what he ended up doing, but I know he's like, I need it deleted. It's hurting me. And we got it deleted within the first month of actually working on it. So I was like, okay. His credit score, it went up like 19 points on one bureau, went up probably 20, and then like 25. It didn't go up too much. And I was looking like, why didn't his credit go up? And that's only because utilization, he used too much of his credit cards. So using too many credit cards is going to drop your credit scores. His credit score probably went up a lot. The point that he used too much of his credit card and brought it back down, so we can't really see, that he had in this credit score. So I want you guys to make sure you don't spend more than 5%. So if you apply for these Capital Ones, these Credit One banks, they're probably gonna start you at about a $300 to $500 limit, especially if you're new to this, right? So if they start you out with that type of limit, I really don't want you to like a $300 credit card. Please do not spend more than $15. Like, anything more than that is not helping you. And then if you're at that 30% mark, credit card won't say, oh, don't spend more than 30%. That's just like that's just basic. Like, we're not going to help you and we're not going to hurt you. But if you spend more than 30%, we're going to hurt you. Now, that 5% mark, that's going to help you. There's no doubt about it. We're going to help you. Your credit score is going to constantly rise. Now, if you spend more than that, it's like, we probably going to give you a point or two. But like recently, I used too many of my credit cards. I'm not going to lie. I used too many of my credit cards, and my credit score, it dropped like 40 points. But as soon as I paid them down, I still got one more I got to pay down, because my due date was yesterday, so I paid them out that I was supposed to pay yesterday. But it's like an automatic thing. So my due date was yesterday, so I know I have 3 days until they're gonna tell the credit bureau what's my balance. So today, because they only allow you to do it in 24 hours, I'm going to pay the remaining balance so that my credit score can go back up. So remember, I already maxed out a few credit cards, so I was like, okay, listen, because I got billboard things going up, so I'm like, okay, this is a lot of money I'm spending. But at the same time, too, when I start paying those credit cards back down, because remember, it dropped to like 40 points. I went up 60, 65 points. Don't forget, you on each bureau do different things. It's going to go up different amounts because you have different things on there. So I can imagine, you guys, what my credit score going to be in 3 days. Well, 2 days now. So when I pay down the rest of it, because I think altogether my utilization is at about 13%, which is bad. I want you guys to be at 5%. So I'm paying mine down now, being truthful. I'm paying mine down now. But I can imagine my credit score is going to go right back up. up. So if you ever max out your credit cards, don't panic. It's going to drop. It's going to drop you, but you could just pay it off and it's going to go back up. I do not want you guys to be late because late payments are going to really hurt you. Just make sure you pay on time. And if you ever spend too much on a credit card, all you have to do is just go ahead and pay it back off. And remember, they use a report 3 days after your due date. So my due date is on the 22nd. 27, so I know on the 30th they're going to report. So all you have to do is just make sure what your balance is on the 30th. Even if so, the credit card I'm going to pay off. I'm going to pay online, but they're going to take the money out of my account. The point that I said take the money out, they're going to change the balance. They don't have to get money yet for them to change the balance. So I told you guys about a slick trick I did before when I know I didn't have the money for it, but I knew I need to pay it off. I would act like I had the money in my account. They would change my balance, report it to the credit bureaus, and then a week later they'll find out, or sometimes 4 days later they'll find out, wait, you don't have the money, but they don't tell the credit bureaus, wait, Rickita didn't have the money. They will still change that balance, and I think they'll send you it's like a fee for it. It's like $20 or something like that. Like, oh, we tried to get the money, it wasn't in there. But keep that in mind too, and I have that on one of my YouTube videos. But utilization is key. You got these credit cards. I'd rather you not have a credit card, honestly, if you're not going to make sure your utilization is good. Like, it's that serious. So make sure you guys do not max out your credit cards. And if you do max them out, pay them off right away. So keep the balance low if you really can. And if you end up maxing out, just pay it off right away. Now, do basic things like this is going to get you to that 620. Like, that's basic. Like, seriously, that's like fair credit. Like, you're not even in the 700 and 800. That's where you really want to be. That's like at the bottom of, like, seriously, you guys, like, that's basic. You got to have like a minimum of 620 or 640. So that's very simple to do. Now, I want you guys to get another installment account. If you guys don't have an installment account at all, I want you to get an installment account. Now, if you do, like, say if you have a car note, student loans, I still want you to, you technically only have to have one, but I still like to get these other installment accounts. I just signed up for Kickoff, and Kickoff is where they loan you $12, right? It's kind of like a car note, right? So say they gave you the $12. Every month you got to give these fake dollars back. It's all on the system, right? So every month you got to pay back $1. All you got to do is go in there and click and they fake give back $1, right? Now, when I signed up for this, like, before a month, they reported, and my credit score went up 36 points. So it's Kickoff, and it's free. Now, I was telling a lot of my clients about it, but I really want everybody to know about this because it's really that good, seriously. Like, my credit score went up 36 points. So I'm telling you guys, and this is reason I said getting that inquiry can lower it too, but I think Kickoff did do an inquiry, but that may be one I worked on removing. Now, let me say something too when I say work on removing. If you apply for a credit card, please make sure you try to work on getting the inquiry removed before that credit card post on your credit. Because if you try to work on getting that inquiry removed afterwards, say if you got that inquiry, it dropped your credit score, you're like, I need to get this removed. You need to make sure that you get it removed before that account hits your credit. Because if you do not get it removed before the account hits your credit, when that account hits your credit, you say, oh, I never, I shouldn't got this inquiry. They're going to delete that account from your credit report. So it's not helping you anymore. So if you got that inquiry, you want to get it deleted, make sure you're working on getting it deleted before it actually hits your credit. So don't forget, this is the basic. I have 4 credit cards. You got the Capital Ones, Quicksilver and Platinum. You got Credit One Bank, and you got Victoria's Secrets. Those are easy credit cards to get. There's 4 of them. So if you guys need help with that, call us or text us 414-255-0803. And I'm saying it so fast because you should have it somewhere. It should be somewhere so you guys can actually see it. Now, we need to work on getting those accounts removed too. Like I said too, that client, he got the Chrysler Capital deleted, which was a car loan. He really needs to get that deleted. Now, getting items deleted is going to raise your credit score up to a level that you didn't know that it can jump. Like, that's how you're going to really get like that 100-point increase, 150, 200 points. I think the most I did was 526 in a month. So, and that client too, that was all together. So that's all 3 bureaus of 526 points all together. So I think he started in like the 3s or the 4s on some of them, and he went like to the 6s and the 5s. So it was really 500. So that's all together. Now, removing accounts from your credit report, these are like charge-offs. Charge-offs are like those credit cards you didn't pay, most like likely those accounts that you can say if you have repossessions, say if you have student loans. I put out today to a client that got some student loans deleted. So if you have student loans, you have medical bills, those are really huge collections. That's basically what they are. Then we can work on getting that removed. Getting those items removed from your credit is going to really boost your credit score up. And don't forget too, when you want to get a house, they want to make sure you don't have more than like $1,000 in collections. Medical bills, they don't care about them, but they do not really want you to have more than $2,000 in medical bills. So if you have all these different accounts, I want to make sure that we're removing these off your credit reports, because that's going to really help boost your credit score up. And then too, it's not too much about your credit score. Now, I can get you to a 630, 640 easily if you follow these instructions. But if I never touch trying to remove accounts, you can still get to that point with collections and charge off on your credit reports, because some credit cards are going to really boost your credit score up. But the thing is, if you still have those collections on there, you still have those charge offs on, I want to give you a loan. So I want to make sure that we have this together too. We got to make sure we remove those charge-offs. If you got a bankruptcy, let's work on removing the bankruptcy from your credit reports. All the accounts associated with the bankruptcy, you want to get those removed too. Now, these are the biggest things you really want to do. You really want to remove the accounts. That way, when you want to get certain credit cards, you don't have to worry about if you're going to get approved or not, because you know your credit can vouch for you. Now, credit is, can you take somebody money and pay it back? And it's just a record of, hey, collection is, she took my money. She technically didn't take my money. She took another company's money. She didn't pay it back, so they gave it to me, and now I'm coming to get the money. A charge off is, hey, she took my money directly. She didn't pay me back, and this is the amount that she owed. Student loans are late payments. She was late on these days. She was supposed to pay. She had 30 days to pay, and she did not pay. Now, these are the different things that you guys want to make sure do not show up in your credit, like collections, charge-offs, these late payments, repossessions, bankruptcies, all these different things you want to get removed. Now, I do want to say something about bankruptcy, because I talked to a client yesterday about a bankruptcy. Now, if you do a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, you only have to wait 1 year to buy a home. You do not have to wait, all this time that you think you have to wait. It's only just 1 year, and you got to make sure. Don't forget it's Chapter 13. You have to make sure that you're making all of your payments on your plan. So they're going to give you a set amount that you have to pay. You may most likely know about it if you're listening to this part really closely. But make sure you just make it a monthly payment, and after a year, you can buy a home. Now, say if you was like, no, Rickita, I didn't do the 13, I did Chapter 7, like everything is gone. Chapter 7 is when they like take everything out. Like, I don't owe anybody but student loans, can't get around the student loans. But with a Chapter 7, like say if you have like a Chapter 7, you have to wait 2 years for that. Now I'm tripping off. I'm thinking about like, dang, nobody said anything to me today. Y'all don't think I'm live or something? I think it's probably because of the video. You guys probably just don't think I'm live for real. But hi, you guys. Say hi, wave, like, heart, a care. But with a Chapter 7, everything is deleted. You have to understand you have to wait 2 years. You have to wait 2 years, but in between that time, make sure you saving your money, you paying all your bills on time. You doing these things, like I said, get the 4 credit cards. Before you even do a bankruptcy, you can start getting these credit cards. You can even get a secured credit card. Start building your credit then. Like if you think you're going to do bankruptcy, start building your credit then. So when those accounts, say if you put them into bankruptcy, then when those accounts actually show that you don't owe anything, it's most likely going to be easier for us to get it removed too. So just make sure you're following these steps and you're saving money while you're for the 2 years. And if you're in Chapter 13, make sure you're making a payment every month. And if you're making a payment every month on time, you shouldn't have a problem at all getting a home. Now, something about getting a home, remember at this point, you should already... Wait, how much cash? Wait, somebody said something, y'all. Hold on. Somebody said, hey, how are you doing? Okay, so how much cash do you need to get approved for a home loan? So, but let me say something before we get into that, because it's going to tie in. Your credit score is going to determine your interest rate. It's not going to determine how much you have to put down. It's not going to determine how much you're approved for. How much income you have will determine how much you can get approved for. So how much cash you got to have in the bank determine how much of a home you're trying to have. So usually with how much of a home you're trying to have, how much your home is going to cost, okay? But say let's do these numbers. If you get an FHA loan, it's like 3.5% down. So 3.5% on $100,000. So every $100,000 in the home that you're trying to say, if your home is $100,000, you have to put like $3,500 down. Now I suggest you always have $3,500 plus extra $1,000. That's always my thing. So say if you got to get a $200,000 home. All you have to do is do the 3,500 times 2 now. So that's gonna be $7,000 plus. I said you have to have 1,000 with 100,000. This time I want you to have 2,000 extra, or just say about 5%. I always say have a 5% in the bank. Now, say if you're doing a no money down. Now, my client did the no money down. All you have to do is pay $169 at the table. That was his down payment. Technically, it was a no money down loan, but you had the extra fee sometimes. So he had to come with $169. He still had to show that he had the full amount if he needed to put it down, though. So don't think, I'm doing no money down. I could technically just have my $300 in the bank. I'll be fine. No, they want to show that you can still have, the money for a down payment. So I always say, try to have like the 5%. But keep this in mind too. 3.5% is what you're really putting down. 3.5%. And I did have clients too that honestly they did not have the full amount of money. But if I'm getting paid 2 times and I don't really have to pay no bills and I'm going straight into the house, those checks can technically be counted in your down payment. That's only if you like, Rickita, I'm trying to get a house next month, but I don't technically have. I got my 3.5, my 3.5, but I don't have my full 5%. Any checks or any income that you're getting while you're in this process too, that can count too. All you have to do is just make sure that money is just sitting in your account for your closing disclosure is 3 days before you close. Now, maybe I'm going too deep into when I'm saying closing disclosure, but let me see what time it is. Maybe I can go through the home buying. I can go through the home buying process really quickly. And like I said too, I'm going to send you guys the video that I have for you guys about the home buying process. I'm going to go into more detail on it and what you have to do to get your credit together. Like it's a full step-by-step guide. Check this off, literally going down. Now, remember, to buy a home, you want to have like a 620, 640 credit score. After you realize you got that 620, 640 credit score, keep in mind, as soon as you go get pre-approved, what we're going to do next. When you pre-approved, like you literally can find a house and be in a house in 2 to 3 weeks. So this process can actually be faster than you may think. I don't know how fast or slow you think this is. This can really go really fast depending on how fast you actually move. So if you got that credit score, I don't have more than $2,000 in collections. Like I'm good, Rickita. I'm ready to get pre-approved. All you have to do is call the mortgage broker. Now I have the information for a mortgage company, and I think it's like it's a lot of states. I think they're only missing like 10. But if those 10 states he's missing, you actually got another company you can go through. So that's really good. But all you have to do is call him or schedule a call. He'll call you. He'll take all your information. It's gonna take like 15 minutes. He'll say, okay, I can get you pre-approved for this amount. Sometimes he may say, hey, wait a few hours. I'm going to see your pre-approval, and I'll let you know what you can get a pre-approved for. Don't forget, what you're getting pre-approved for, the amount of the home that you can get pre-approved for is based off your income. Now, not only your income, too, your expenses, too, because they're like, okay, I understand you making $100,000 a year, but, you paying like $70,000 on all these other things. You technically don't have that much more money. So think your card note that you have right now. Some of you got 2 card notes in their name. All these additional loans you may have, these credit cards, all that stuff is taken from the amount of house that you can get, like the amount of loan that you can get so you can get a house. So I'm going to be able to tell you, hey, you're pre-approved for this amount. And this is going to be a pre-approval letter. You'll take that pre-approval letter to your realtor. And if you work with me, you're going to most likely already have your realtor, because I'm going to have all this set up. We're going to go step by step together. So after you get your realtor is most likely going to say, okay, we have signed an agreement saying I can be your realtor and I'm going to work on behalf of you. Oh, hold on one second. My phones are dying. So after you get your realtor is going to, like with me, I send you a list of homes. So if you're here in Wisconsin, I'm going to work with you directly. Sometimes I'm going to have somebody that we're going to work with you together because I'm kind of busy, but I want to make sure that you get like the ultimate service. But I'm going to send you a list of homes. I want you to look through those. I want you to let me know what you want to see. Now, I always tell my clients, I do not want to go see one home. Like, I do not want to go see one house. Like, I want to go see a lot of them. So let's go see 5 of them back to back. Now, let's act like you just look at this house, right? This is the house you want. You already know, like, this is perfect. You go and homes, you find one, you like, Rickita, I want this house. Now, say if it's they want $250,000 for it. Just because the seller says that they want $250,000 for a home, doesn't mean that you have to spend $250,000. You can offer them whatever you want to offer them. And then too, the value of the home or how much the home is worth is based off of what the other homes in the area is selling for. So if they're selling for a low amount, the value of this house too could be lower too. But you look at the new upgrades on the house, and you want to look at the different features that this house may have. Sometimes your backyard is bigger than the rest of them. Maybe you have a pool in the backyard. Maybe you have a finished basement. The other ones didn't have a finished basement. But keep this in mind too. Just because they want a certain amount don't mean you have to pay it. Now, I'm gonna sneak this in really quickly, just because now when I bought my properties, I bought them on cash. So one of the properties they wanted $13,000 for it. I was like, no, I can pay $8,000, and I paid $8,000 for it. Like whatever you want to pay for it, that's what you pay for it, right? So say if you find this house, you got to get it under contract. You got to sign an offer, which is what your realtor is going to type up for you. It's going to tell you how much you're going to pay for it, when y'all going to close, what type of loan you're going to get. It's going to detail all these different things, and your realtor should go line by line with you. And I'm thinking about, since I am a realtor, maybe I should do it line by line if I was your realtor, so that you guys can understand this, because maybe sometimes your realtor may not know this, and I want you to know it. So you write the offer. The person, when you write the offer, say it was $250, say we want to pay $230 for it, right? They have the right to just say, yes, we accept that, that's cool, or you know what, let's make a little tweaks and then I'll accept it. But if they make tweaks to it, you got to come back and say you accept it too. You got to sign another document saying that you actually accept the little tweaks that they want to make. Or they can just reject it and say, no, you know what, it's a lot of people trying to buy. And some realtors just ignore it. It's like, did you not see me send you this paper? Like, my client wants to get this house. So those are 4 things that they can do. But let's act like they just accept it. Now, after they accept it, that's when your 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks start rolling. You got to realize this can just be like an up and down roller coaster. Like, you can just be swirling when you buy in the house. So now they accepted your offer. You're like, okay, this is my house. I just got to get my docs together, and then I get my keys. I can move in, right? Forget 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This what this it could take. It could be that short amount of time, but it could take a month and a half, 2 months too. So keep that in mind too. Now, they have something too called the earnest money. Usually I tell my clients, you're going to put the earnest money down. You can put $1,000 down, $500 down. You can put $2,000, $5,000. All the earnest money is basically like a security deposit. Everybody didn't rent it before. It's like a security deposit, but it's actually going to go towards the amount that you're going to put down. So remember, I told you guys how to put like 3.5% down on your home. That's for FHA. But if you're doing no money down, then that money that you're paying, it might go towards like taxes and stuff. Don't forget, you still have those different things you have to pay when you close. So you have to put the earnest money down. That's usually in 3 days. You're going to take it to the other. So you have your realtor. The seller actually have their own realtor too. So you're going to take it to their company. I'm with Homestead Realty. They may be with Shore West. You'll go take it to Shore West office where they're at, and they're going to give you a receipt saying, yep, she gave us $1,000 towards this. Uh-oh, my sister is messaging you guys. Let me take that off. But you put the earnest money down. Now, don't forget, that's something really simple. You're going to get the check. Right. Now, after this, you have to decide if you want to get the house inspected or if you don't want to get it inspected. Now, I always tell people, listen, you do not know what type of house you're getting into. I want you guys to really get this inspection. Now, when it comes down to the inspection, you get to pick your own inspector. So do some research, find you an inspector. I already have an inspector that I work with a lot of my clients. I know he's thorough. I know he's quick. And I know that he's going to beat us there. A lot of times he'll try to call it. Just everybody get an inspection. You do not have to get one, but guess what? If something is wrong and you do not know it, that's on you. It's like taking a car for a ride. When you take that car for a ride, you should have somebody there to know something. You shouldn't be like, oh, this car feel good. You should have somebody there to actually know about cars. Now, when you get that inspection, usually I think he was like, for a single family, he was charging like $350 for that. Make sure you guys pay with a check, in terms of like a cashier's check, because that much you're paying to the home inspector, that can actually come off of like your money down. Technically, that could be less money that you technically have to bring down, because you're like, well, I put this toward the inspector, right? So the inspector is going to go in. He's going to give you a full report. At least this inspector does. He gives a full report with pictures like, hey, on the roof, because he's going to climb on the roof. Hey, you have extra causing dripping here, and it's had, now it's all moist in the attic. Or he may say, hey, you don't have any protection on the roof. You're missing a few shingles on the roof. Or he go in the basement, hey, furnace, probably you only got like a year live, or your hot water tank is failing. They're going to tell you that's wrong with it. Don't forget they're expert at this. It's like, this is what they do. You know, I suggest you guys, I can't stress it enough, really get that inspection, right? So when you get that inspection, they're going to give you the report. Now, say if you find someone at a report that you just do not like. Say you're in the house, you find someone a report and you like, I just do not like, you know, these things that's on the report. I can't deal with this furnace. I can't deal with this hot water tank. I can't deal with the roof. You can go and tell the seller, hey, fix these different things and I'll still go ahead and get the house. Now, it's up to the seller to say, you know what, I'll fix these different things. Don't worry about it. So it's up to them to actually say if they're going to fix it or not. Now, you still can deal with everything that's there. Now, if they decide they don't want to fix it, you have something in your offer. Remember, we did the offer to purchase. You had someone in your offer to purchase to say, hey, I got 15 days or I got 10 days to do an inspection. If I see something that I do not like in there, you guys don't fix it, I can back out. So back out means I don't want the house anymore because I found out more than I can, you know, it'd just be too much work for me. So when you back out, I'm going to give your earnings money back. When I say I mean the other company gave it to you. They're going to deposit that check in their account, and then they're going to recut you out of the check. So whatever earnest money was, they're going to give you money back. But you have to sign documents saying this is going to happen. Now, a lot of times the seller's like, no, listen, you are not leaving. Like, we're going to fix these different things. And most likely you're going to have it fixed before the actual closing date. Now, remember, too, this stuff, like, say if you wrote an offer, you know, you got pre-approved, took you 2 days to find your house because you've been looking, you already been on this. Right? I always tell people, start looking before you're ready so that you know what's out there. You won't be fooled like, I know it's better. No, you're going to find out this is what it is in the market right now. So you could have got pre-approved. You could have found your house. You could have got the offer accepted that same day that you've seen that house. And like, you couldn't got the inspector in the next day. Like, this can be 4 days later from getting pre-approved, right? So all you have to do is keep turning all your documents into the mortgage company, the bank, whoever you're getting your loan with. Just keep turning all the documents in that they need. They're going to ask for so many different documents. And don't forget too, I'm going over this home buying process. If you missed any of it, I'm going to have a full home buying class. Stop, feel alarmed, like, did I miss something? It's okay. So you got that inspection done. You turned in the docs to the mortgage company. Now it's time to get this appraisal. Now the appraisal is going to tell you how much your home is worth. Now don't forget too, with the appraisal, we said we're going to pay $230 for this house, $230,000. If the appraisal come in too low, you got to tell the seller, hey, you got to drop this price or I got to back out. This can be another time where you say, I can't do this. I got to back out of it. Now, if they go ahead and drop the price, you're fine. Now, if the price is like at $250, $260, you shut up. You don't say anything. Shh. Like, it's none of their business how much you appraise that. You only tell them if it's low. So you don't have to give them the appraisal. That's something that you're technically paying for. So no, you do not have to give that to them. But the bank need to know how much it's worth because they need to make sure that they're giving you the correct amount of money for the house, and they need to make sure that you're not overpaying for the house. So say you got to get the appraisal. You know how you went out for the inspection? You pick the inspector. You do not pick your appraiser. The bank picks the appraiser. And you don't know when they technically go out. They just go out, go do their thing, and they send your report letting you know exactly, you know, how much the house is worth. Now, say if everything is good with the appraisal, usually after the appraisal come back like a week after that, you'll be able to close. Sometimes sooner, depending on how fast they get that appraisal back, and it clears through the underwriting. So I know I didn't talk about underwriting, and I'm like, I hate saying new words, and I didn't say anything about it. I'm going to do that in my home buying class, and I'll teach you guys about that too. But a week after that, you're going to get your closing disclosure. So your closing disclosure is going to tell you exactly what your down payment, exactly how much your mortgage is going to be. And don't forget, your mortgage is just a base amount of how much you actually owe on the house, broken down within the 30 years. How much you're going to pay every month until the 30-year mark. Or say if you got a 15-year mortgage until the 15-year mark. Now keep this in mind too. You got the mortgage. You got multiple things that's your actual mortgage payment, right? So you're going to pay your mortgage, and then they're going to add in your taxes. So whatever your taxes is for the year, they're going to divide that by 12, and every month you're going to, so when that 12 months start, then you'll know, okay, I have all the money for it. So you got your mortgage, you got your taxes, you find your own insurance company. You're going to have your insurance too. So you're going to find your own insurance company. When you find an insurance company, they're going to tell you this is your premium. This is how much it is for the year. You're going to send that to the bank, and they're going to divide that by 12 too and add that on. So you got your mortgage, you got your insurance, you got your taxes, and they have mortgage insurance too. Mortgage insurance is say if that house was, say if it was $200,000. Until we get to that 80% mark. So let me think. 80%. And so until you pay $160,000, until you pay the $40,000 to the $160,000, or until you pay at least 20% of your mortgage, you're gonna have to call the PMI, the mortgage insurance. So keep that in mind too. Now, if you're doing a VA loan, you do not have mortgage insurance. Good for you, right? And then to the VA too, they got when I said the 620, 640, you can still go down to the 580 credit score. So you're going to have the PMI, you're going to have your mortgage, your taxes, insurance. All of that is going to be your mortgage payment. You may see like I see clients getting $100,000 home. You may see, your mortgage is only, $500, $600. But when you start adding those other things up, that's how you got to 800. That's how you got that full 800. So if you can get your taxes for cheaper, that's going to lower your mortgage payment. Always be shopping around for these different things every year, because there's no point in you paying extra money for these different things if you can get it for cheaper. Now, they're going to send you these closing disclosures. It's required that they have to send it to you 3 days before closing. So 3 days before you go inside and get the keys to your home, they're going to send it to you. Now, when they send this to you, make sure you're looking very closely, because you're going to see, okay, this is how much I'm paying for the house, and you'll see where all the money is going. Okay, the realtors are getting this amount is going towards the house. This is going towards this bill, that bill, like the full amount, all the way down to how much the seller is going to get. So make sure you guys look at these different documents. And if you have questions, make sure you ask the mortgage company. I know a lot of my clients ask me, and I'm like, let me tell you, only because I buy homes, I kind of know different things, but I really want you to talk to them, because this is their job, and I want them to fully explain everything to you. So you're going to see where all the money is going. Now, 3 days after that, that's when you get to do your closing. Before you do your closing, when you get your closing disclosure on that day, you got to do your final walkthrough. So say if there was something wrong in the house they're supposed to fix, this is the you go see if those things fix the house exactly what it looked like when you first seen it. Or even when you did the inspection. Now, remember, if they say that they want to, I remember like for a few clients, it's like, you guys are supposed to fix these different things, and we're supposed to be closing and not done. So I like to go and be nosy. I'm sorry. I like to go right over there weekend. Like people over there working, or they fix different things. Like, I think it was only one client where they didn't have to fix anything. Like, one client, and it's a lot of clients out there, so most likely you're going to want them to fix something, right? So go and take a peek, because one thing you don't want to do is think that you're going to close and you're not going to close. Let me turn this one off. It's acting crazy, y'all. So after you do your closing disclosure, after you do your final walkthrough, you go in there and start screaming. That's when you have to actually go to closing. You have to go to your closing. And they told you on your closing disclosure how much you have to bring to close. So say if they have said you have to bring $6,726.32. I don't know. Say if they said you have to bring $6,000, whatever it is you have to bring to your closing. Go ahead and get that check. And remember, this is the biggest part. Do not forget your ID. Like, leave it in the car or wherever, like whatever transportation you take it, leave it in your bra. I don't care, even in your back pocket. Leave it in that little small pocket if it can fit in there. A little small pocket. Do not forget your ID, because if you forget your ID, then you're not going to be able to close. They're going to, there's something strict. They need to make sure they have a copy of ID. So make sure you guys do not forget your ID. But at the closing, that's when you're going to sign like a stack of papers. It's going to be a lot of papers. You have to go ahead and just sign here, sign there. This is this is that. When we at closing, they're going to explain all this to you. But we at closing, all you have to do is sign those documents. They're going to give you your keys. Now, don't forget, this process could have took 2 weeks. Like, it could have been so fast. Just hold on. Like, relax, because sometimes it can be so crazy to the point where it's just so many ups and downs and a roller coaster. Like, they said they're gonna fix this, they didn't fix it in time. Now you gotta wait a few days because they didn't fix it. And you think you about to go land into, it's almost done. You about to go to close, and it's like, dude, y'all still didn't fix it. So make sure you guys have a realtor that's gonna be on these different things, because one thing you don't want to happen is you thinking something is getting fixed and it's not getting fixed. So at the closing table, you're going to sign those papers, and then you're going to get your keys. Now, after closing, remember, that house is yours. Like, make sure everything is good with the house. Make sure it's everything that you really wanted. So check everything when it comes down to the house. Because when you go to the closing table, that's it. It's yours. You're getting your keys. The seller, you cannot come back. I'm going to log off. So let me make sure I wave at everybody. So you cannot go back and say, oh, hey, you guys, I found this, it's yours now. And then too, don't forget they have like an insurance or like a thing where something was to happen, they can fix different things like a hot water tank, your furnace. So if you're like a single mom, this is something that you may want to look into. So hopefully you guys found this helpful with the step-by-step in terms of buying a house. And earlier we went over getting your credit together. Now, let me end by saying this. If you guys want me to go ahead and call you, if you think you want to get pre-approved for a mortgage, or if you want me to help you get pre-approved for a mortgage, call us. I have my assistants. We can go look at your credit. We can see what's going on. But remember, too, it's a process. Everybody's different. You know, you can come in, you can get everything deleted in a month, and you can be right into buying a house. You never thought about it. Then you got the clients that got to wait a few months because we got a few stubborn items. Then you got to understand too, having credit cards is very important. That's the first step. Like when we tell you guys, like when you call us, I always tell my assistant, they have to have 4 credit cards. Don't get them off the phone until you let them know the 4 credit cards are going to get approved for, or that they can get approved for, that we want on that credit. Because by the time that second month come, like I want your credit score up on each bureau, at least 100 points on each bureau. So TransUnion went up 100 points by itself, Equifax and Experian. But you guys have to make sure you follow the steps with the credit cards, because that's really, really important. And getting items deleted is very important too. Now, if you're getting any documents in the mail, you're my client with the credit repair, make sure you guys send that to us as soon as possible so we can work on it. Now, my phone number should be in the description. Make sure you guys go to my YouTube channel. I'm going to make sure I drop my YouTube channel for you guys. And call us to text us if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys later. Let me see if you guys dropped any more questions here too. Let me finish this one off. Let me end the stream. See you later, YouTube. Okay, I guess YouTube don't want to quit. You'll stay with me and work with me all day. And